Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen spent $30,564 of taxpayer money on flights to attend 3 international environmental conferences in under 6 months, all while urging Australians to reduce emissions. Documents published by the Independent Parliamentary Expenses Authority last week revealed that Mr. Bowen billed taxpayers $19,204 for a trip to Japan, India, South Korea, Malaysia, and Singapore for a G20 environment meeting last July. He posted a single photo of the trip on social media, with a caption saying he had a busy few days promoting Australia as a renewable energy superpower and met with other climate ministers to call for greater ambition in clean energy. A month later, in August, he claimed $9,343 for a 3-day trip to Fiji for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Mr. Bowen then charged taxpayers a further $2,017 for 2 trips to Dubai in November and December for COP28, the UN's climate change conference, during which he copped heavy criticism. Carbon emissions from those trips alone lifted Mr. Bowen's carbon footprint by an estimated 47 tons. At the conference, Mr. Bowen boldly called for the end of coal and gas energy entirely, yet other nations flatly rejected this. "We have to face this fact head-on," he said at the UN meeting. "If we are to keep 1.5 degrees alive, fossil fuels have no ongoing role to play in our energy systems. I speak as the climate and energy minister of one of the world's largest fossil fuel exporters." But as Mr. Bowen flew out from the 2-week summit in Dubai, the conference released a draft deal that did not vow to end fossil fuels and was so watered down in its commitments that climate advocates called it an embarrassing and dismal failure. He was also criticized because his speech at the Dubai conference started with a modified acknowledgement of country, which is typically used to honor Aboriginal traditional owners. Despite the CO2-heavy plane trips around the globe, Mr. Bowen has insisted Australians should be subject to fuel efficiency standards to reduce emissions as of 2025. Which means imposing carbon penalties on certain vehicle models. Owners of Australia's top-selling car in 2023, the Ford Ranger, could potentially find themselves paying an extra $6,150 because of the penalty, according to estimates compiled by the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries. Mr. Bowen's other expenses for the October-December 2023 quarter included $16,596 on commercial airlines for interstate trips, $3,815 worth of private car expenses, and $125,529 on printing and communications. Mr. Bowen took 10 employees on trips with him during that same quarter at a cost of $138,661 to $113,054 of that was on domestic travel, and the remaining $25,607 was for international trips. His total expenses for the quarter were $431,285, almost double the amount he claimed for the final quarter of 2022, during which he spent $269,997. Last year, Mr. Bowen was criticized for taking his own private jet to a climate announcement rather than hitching a ride with Anthony Albanese.